Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the AFL game between Richmond and West Coast and going out and checking who went well, who didn't go well, and who's an actual option at this point. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, Bolton 137, absolutely huge from him. I just wouldn't touch him because he's probably going to drop a 50 next week. And then we go on to Taranto, and oh, this one was frustrating because I took his score with about 5 minutes to go. And I thought 117, that's good. Like, I set 110 as my barrier for like taking scores. And the thing is, I'm going to be frustrated this week, but I know that there's going to be some time in the future, maybe not this year, but next year or stuff like that, where karma's going to come back to me or come back in my favor. And a 110 or taking a 112 is going to be huge because the captaincy option is going to go 60 or something like that. It just happened this week that we had a lot of 150 scores, 130 scores and stuff like that I could have taken. But you know what? It only cost me 50 points or so in the end, 50, 40 points. And a lot of people had like Wilmot on field and stuff like that. So I can't be too disappointed in what happened. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Taranto, and yeah, another ton from him. He's going to go up another, he probably won't actually be into the million yet. And if we look here at Taranto, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he drops a 111 out, so his break even is probably going to be 104, 105, I would say. And then that will be on the edge of being manageable, for him to be able to get over that ton without having a stellar performance, because he's probably going to be lingering around that 993, 994k, and he could easily get there. That's the thing. He could easily get to the 1 million with just one good performance, but I think it might take another. I think he'll limp over it with one good performance here. Like, he'll get another 115 and he'll get over it. Then we get Hopper here, another good performance. I just cannot trust him, to be honest with you. Maybe not this year, maybe a guy next year that we can go for that will take the big leap. Martin came back all right this game, so can look at him. And this is the guy that I was looking at here, Jaden Short. If we look at Short, they have the round 15 bye, don't they? That's why I didn't think about him. Don't they? They have the round 15. Yep. That's why. And he's gone hundreds in the last 3 games. So, yeah. Not... he's a guy that you can definitely look to if you don't have the Zeeble, Sheasel, Tom Green, Marcus Bontempelli, Tim Taranto, Tim English, anyone else from round 15 as well. The top of my head, I don't think so, as my backline is actually really well structured for the buys. You know who I've just thought I could bring in, and we'll get to him later, is actually Tim Kelly. This guy I could bring in, but he did go 96, so that's just a thought, but probably not going to be the case. But we'll see. I mean, what's Jermaine Jones doing at the moment? 630k, and so we'll see. Tim Taranto, Hopper, Short, Baker had a return, but I just don't like his role anymore and don't want to even jump on him. Rioli's starting. I think his role's going to decrease now with Short being back. Miller did all right. Prestia had like 3 goals to save his score, all in the third quarter. Veloston, not a good option this year. Samson Ryan is just gaining cash, and this is going to be huge. I think this will be one of the players that helps me over a lot of people who went Heath or McAndrew, because this is going to allow me to go and get and in a couple weeks time when he reaches 500k, basically swap him out for swap him and potentially even and Aikens, although Aikens might be good enough with the way he's playing at the moment just to go 80s and hold through the buys, and he'll be like 700k. but there's a chance that I might upgrade Samson Ryan and also I might need to hold him for the first buy round. That might be the case. But in the second buy round, I might be able to get him up to, I don't even know, someone like him and Mitchell or him and Sincotta up to someone huge. And that'll be absolutely huge, getting me that almost that last premium that I need. Or maybe get him and Ollie Hollands, as Hollands should, I guess, start to bank out at sometime soon, as he's going to reach 600 or so K by that point that I'm talking about. And that'll get me 900K and cash in the bank to be able to get up to someone huge. But I'm just sitting on Ryan at the moment. There's no need to get rid of him. I mean, if we look at Ryan, is 15 coming up soon, dropping out of the system? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His 15 drops out next week, so he might have a -20, -30 break even for next week at 400K, and he could honestly, with another 70, go up another 70, 80K, so he could be sitting at 440, 450K after next round, and then he has a 32 to drop out of his system, which could mean that if he gets another 70 and then another 70, we could be looking at a guy sitting at a break even of -25, -30 with -25, -30 with 450K on his head. So he could be looking at easily 530, 540 if he has 3 really good rounds back to back to back. And then leading into the bye, he could easily get towards that. Even 600K is not out of the question for Samson Ryan with the way his splits go. And if he keeps on putting up 70 pointers, like he only kicked a goal and had 31 hitouts, and Soldo was out as well. So he has next week he's got Geelong, where he could get a lot of hitouts. Then he's got Essendon, that's a tough game. But then he's got Port, who seem to really Ruckman seemed to dine out against them. Then he's got the Giants, and then he's got this game here where I want to trade him out at. So I'm going to trade him out probably after the Giants game, and hopefully he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 more games after that, after this week's performance. So hopefully he can be like 550K by then. Then we'll skip through the rest of these because they're not that important, I don't think. Revolt, Ross, Pickett, Broad, Graham, Ruffett. No, there's no one here that I really need to talk about. Cumberland subbed out on -2. That's quite funny. And then you've got here West Coast, Sheed, 111. Don't know how he did that, to be honest with you, and I wouldn't be jumping on him. Jermaine Jones is someone I wanted to look up here and see what his scores are like, because I've seen him a lot. And nope, he just seems to be the one that you see a lot, but then doesn't end up on a big score. Then you had Duggan here. He creeped over the 100 mark after such a good first quarter, and then some pretty average last 3 quarters where he only got to 57 in the last 3, but he got the ton in the end. That's all that I need from a player of difference, and yeah, that was really good from him. And he's going to go up 24 gap in his break even, so probably another 15, 20K. And if we look at Duggan, I'm pretty sure his splits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he drops to 77 next week out of his system. So he could be looking at a break even of 65 or so and really start to trend towards 800K. And I just need to keep him while he's going well at the moment. I mean, I think they really need to look at what's going on with Hearn taking kickouts, as it just did not work. He literally did the same thing about 5 times and expected something else to happen. And Richmond, I think, scored about 4 goals from it. 4 goals, 5 off of, in that term or something like that, off just terrible kickout strategy. When you had Duggan just sitting like 30 meters away, and you can get another 30 meters out, you can basically get it out to center wing. If you just go to Duggan, I don't know why he just kept on taking 5 steps out of the square and whacking it to about 65 out and expecting it to not just need a handball and into a run on into goal. And then you go to Hunt here. He got an 82 in the end, so he's been doing really well for those who picked him up. Witherden, just not fancy friendly anymore. Edwards, Waterman, I'm glad that I didn't pick him up a couple of weeks ago, as he's starting to really show his true average. I think it was just a purple patch that had him going at 90 odd, especially him and Rochelle, as I think their roles have dropped away a little bit. Petrocelli, Rotham, West, and then Jimby ended up on 60, but I'm pretty happy that I traded him out, to be honest. I mean, I could have traded him out for, I could have kept him in for the likes of Philippou, but I mean, Philippou has the better matchup in my opinion, and could easily go and score a 70 and help his break even go back, and that'll cause me to trade out Wilmot. It's sort of just like at the moment, watching Philippou score and seeing if he can do well enough to keep himself into the side by helping out his break even, basically, is what I'm looking at. Neil, Clark, Gaff, Barras, no one else here really to talk about, and Cully looks done for the year, to be honest with you, with that knee injury. So that's the review there of the Richmond versus West Coast game, in which Richmond ran out winners by, 30 odd points? 46 points in the end, so a pretty big victory there. Another tip for me, right? So 2 for 2 at this point from all the reviews that I've done. So that's review there, and not really much to talk about, to be honest with you. Don't trust any of the West Coast guys, and don't really want to pick up another round 15 bye from my point of view. So that's the video, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.